The Super Bowl has become an American tradition. The overall content from the big game drives pop culture for at least a month, I'd say. And in my opinion, whatever you enjoy about the game is totally up to you. And I appreciate that almost anyone can celebrate the massive event, whether it's for the actual football game itself, the commercials and how far they are willing to push their budget / advertising space, or the halftime show. They're very often the biggest telecasts of the year, the Super Bowl. The current record for biggest TV broadcast in U.S. history, or actually global history now that I think about it, is Super Bowl 49, still from 2015, featuring the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Many fans will remember that night for the Malcolm Butler interception, and boy, what a night it was for us. But that's not why we're here today. That was also the Super Bowl where Katy Perry did her halftime performance, and it featured Lenny Kravitz, strong guitar play, the epic return of Missy Elliott, whose career was relaunched almost immediately following that, and Left Shark. The halftime concert is typically the artist's biggest audience that they're ever going to get, just because of the over 100 million viewers that are tuning in. It's the biggest concert of their lives. So you have to deliver on it. And it leads into ticket sales for whatever following tour they're going into. It's usually artists, they're not paid for the halftime show by the NFL or Pepsi, but that's because they get so much immediate revenue from the corresponding concert tour post Super Bowl halftime show. So they get those tickets and they get that merch almost instantly. So it kind of makes up for it. Yes, artists feel a little stifled by that, but this way the NFL can put everything they have budget-wise into the performance so that it's the best it can be. And if they paid their artists for that, then the performances wouldn't be nearly as big. That's probably going to be a hot topic going forward for future halftime show appearances, but that's just how it works currently. So it's all promotional material for the artists. And the question that we have here at the Dirty Table is, how do we think the Weeknd is going to do on Super Bowl Sunday? Personally, I think he's going to do a good performance for the halftime show. And I think it'll be good for the legacy of the overall product. Now, what is my criteria for a good Super Bowl performance across all genres of music from previous Super Bowls over the years? Dance definitely goes a long way with me, for those that know me personally, but it isn't make or break for me either, because it's tough to completely hold one performer's dance ability to an artist's musicianship and understanding of how to play said instrument. Bruce Springsteen comes to mind, The Who, the Rolling Stones, many famous bands that have been a part of the halftime experience. Recent shows have incorporated elements of the host city into their performance. Justin Timberlake did it with Prince music in Minneapolis for Super Bowl 52. Maroon 5 did it with Big Boy in Atlanta for 53. J-Lo and Shakira did it with their samples in Miami last year via their song choice. But I still don't get why Pitbull wasn't involved in the halftime show when he was literally there doing pre-game performances. He is Miami. I don't understand why he wasn't there, but that's neither here or there for this conversation. Theatricality is certainly a must in terms of lighting effects or costumes or big elaborate set pieces that people can just run all over. But mostly to me, song choice is what matters a lot. Do your most popular songs and do as many of them as you can in 15 minutes. That's my biggest point of interest. And it became most apparent when it was a huge problem during Maroon 5's show, when they didn't really touch on a lot of their hits in favor of doing other artists' music, including Big Boy's and Travis Scott's. And it also didn't have nearly any collaboration between the two, so it was just shoehorning in multiple artists and then also teasing us with SpongeBob references that never amounted to anything. We're still angry about that. Above all else, you have to command the stage that you're on. And you can do it with live vocals or lip sync. I don't care either or, because the stakes are so high, and I would rather you deliver a strong product than miss a note that we're all going to be talking about for years to come. Nobody wants that. It happens, but nobody wants that. Instruments aren't actually played at the show also, because the sound levels are so insane. On a normal Super Bowl Sunday, it'll obviously be different for this one because of the reduced crowd, but usually when each stadium is filled up to the brim and sound is pumping, and the way that the audio engineering works with everything, it's a nightmare. So nobody's ever playing their instruments. And it's about a 50-50 shot if your artist is actually going to sing their vocals live. And it's okay. Some people aren't okay with it, but once you understand the science of it, I'd rather you have a perfect product, because this is supposed to be the perfect performance for your career, because the stakes are so high. And I do think that The Weeknd has a strong command of his voice and the stage anytime he performs. And while he doesn't encompass and utilize all of that space, like, say, Michael Jackson or Mick Jagger or Madonna or J-Lo, I do think he makes bold choices with his music, with his work, his song selection, how he approaches a song vocally. And I think all of that's going to hold true here. I'm not expecting him to be better than Prince, who in my mind still has the best show all these years later, because he was able to practically contact God on the spot and get it to rain during Purple Rain. That's fantastic. How do you ever top that? How do you have God on speed dial? But again, that's a ranked list for another time with Super Bowl halftime shows. Just please be better than Coldplay. That's all I want. That's my bottom line. If you do that, you pass. It's a good show. And I'm looking forward to the show this weekend with The Weeknd. Like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you're feeling.